What's going on, everybody? It's just another day in the kitchen, back with another episode, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the latest updates surrounding Kanye West's Vultures album, including this upcoming world tour, as well as the listening party later this week. Now, before we get started, I wanted to give a special shout out to the homie Strain Beats, who's been cooking up the beats for these videos, so make sure you guys give him a follow, and while you're here, you might as well drop a like and subscribe, and join our free Discord to stay up to date with the latest and the greatest. Shout out to all my chefs in there. Now, like I mentioned, we are officially in the final countdown, or the final 48 hours, depending on where you are and when you're watching this video, for Kanye West's upcoming highly anticipated album, Vultures. And if you're like me, someone who's been fiending for more, shout out to my boy Travis Scott, I can't believe that this is actually supposed to drop in just a couple of days. And while Kanye is of course notorious and famous for pushing back or delaying his album releases, things started to get a little real a little bit earlier this week when Kanye shared on his Instagram story that there would be a listening party in his native Chicago this upcoming February 8th. So you can imagine that it was to no one's surprise that tens of thousands of fans would attempt to purchase the tickets for this upcoming listening party. So much so that even Kanye would have this to say about this experience.
Yo, this Ye. We just sold out the United Center in 7 minutes. And I just wanted to express to everybody out there to see if it's anyone that can help with this. It's the only arena that I had access to in the past year. And when I call, people say there's no avails for me. And you know why that is. So if there's anybody out there that can help with this, please do.
Now, while it is of course extremely impressive that Kanye was able to sell out this 23,500 capacity venue in less than 7 minutes, let's be real, it's Ye, and we knew that this would happen. The more important piece of information I want you to pay attention to, though, comes from the Yooooo article I just featured, which goes on to mention that fans will not only be able to listen to the album at this listening party, but it'll also be available to the general public later that night. Now, in this same video and a now deleted Instagram post, Kanye mentioned that this was the only arena that would give him a chance for the listening party. And for those of you that missed the one in Vegas earlier this year, this is what it looked like. Now, it of course wouldn't take long for Kanye to get active on his Instagram again, sharing the following text messages on his Instagram stories, in which you can see some of his friends and collaborators reaching out, sharing information from other people around the world that are interested in helping him find an arena. And it was while I was making this video that I started to think to myself just how long it's been since Kanye's treated his fans to a really dope world tour. Because when I really think back to it, the last full-fledged tour that I can think of off the top of my head was probably when I saw him during the St. Pablo tour, and I can only think of how many fans were not around and not able to, or just simply didn't have the means or the money to see him back then, and how much they would benefit from seeing him today. So I truly hope that a Vultures World Tour manifests itself, and let us know in the comments what city Kanye should visit first. Now, if you've been following this Vultures rollout since the beginning, you'll know that this one is a really special family affair, and Kanye has his daughter North involved in several different ways. And it was just earlier today that he shared the following Instagram post which previewed the songs Talking and Once Again, which not only sounded great and got me hyped for the upcoming Vultures album, but also broke some records, with Kanye sharing the following picture on his story, which shows that the post went on to do over 8 million views in 1 hour. So I would say with confidence that yeah, people are excited for this album. And while I can't stress enough that things are always subject to change with Kanye at the last minute, I wanted to share the following footage from when I saw him performing with Tydollasign in Orlando. So if that's not a special preview of what to expect on this upcoming Vultures tour, I don't know what is. Now, in addition to the latest tour news, we've got this merch update including a preview of some new Yeezy leather pants, and we've also got this video with a guide on the upcoming Yeezy Pod sizing. So let me know what you guys think about this one.
Yeezy Pods, the newest sneaker from Kanye West. This is totally independent. They just landed. They come in 3 sizes, so it's very confusing between the sizing. Size 1 would be 4 to 7, size 2 would be 8 to 11, and then size 3 is going to be 12 and up. So this is me trying them on. I'm a size 11. I got a size 2. You can tell by the markings on the underside of the shoe. It has 2 dots. That means it's a size 2. And they fit perfect. It's a perfect fit for me. Size 11. I really rock with them.
And speaking of Vultures merch updates, I wanted to share the following theory, which is of course not proven, but just what I think is going to happen. Because given Kanye's history with the listening parties, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing some exclusive merch pieces, or just a whole new set of Vultures merch in general, which ends up making its way online. And while we may not see the release of the exact same red Vultures unreleased pieces that we just saw Kanye wearing in the previous photo, I wouldn't be surprised if we do end up seeing a new variation at this listening party, as it was at the Donda listening party that Kanye cleared over $7 million in merch sales. So I would say that he's definitely not one to forget just how much he did. And speaking of the Donda era and Donda merch, for those of you that weren't present or just simply don't remember, I also wanted to highlight some of the pieces, including this bulletproof vest here, which I found very unique. So I'm also very curious if Kanye will have some kind of similar novelty item during this drop, or even if it's just something as simple as a mask as he's been wearing most recently. And speaking of masks, I wanted to share the following black mask that he apparently gifted to Playboi Carti to further prove that we are definitely in a new era of Ye, and let me know in the comments if you guys are vibing with it. Now, in some final exciting updates, Kanye was also spotted working and cooking up something with Travis Scott ahead of this most recent Orlando show, so we might have some new music from them coming up as well. And with all of this talk about a Kanye West Vultures World Tour, I wanted to share one of my favorite Kanye clips where he shares his thoughts about himself performing.
I am so disappointed that I cannot see me perform except for on playback. My greatest pain in life is I will never be able to see me perform.
Now, with all that being said, and if you've been watching my channel, it was just last week that I thought to myself I wouldn't have to cover this album again until it dropped. But it is of course Kanye, and he decided to bless us with this listening party, so you know I had to give you guys the latest and the greatest. Now, if you guys have plans on attending this upcoming tour, and if you're just as hype as I am for this upcoming album, let me know in the comments, and let me know what city you're trying to see Ye in. Now, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. Hopefully, the next time I talk about Vultures is after the album drops this upcoming Friday, and we've got not only a great album on our hands, but another set of merch. So as always, guys, thank you so much for cooking with the kitchen. Remember to stay safe out there, and remember, it's lit. Straight up, and peace.